It's time now for a look at the latest in local news. In the news, both the Wayne County Board of Education and the Jesup City Commissioners met Tuesday, and WIFO-FM of both meetings will begin with the Tuesday afternoon work session by the Wayne County Board of Education. Dr. Kelly giving the update on capital outlay projects, and the good news is there's an open house date and dedication day for the newly renovated James E. Bacon Elementary School. That's been announced. Here's Dr. Kelly with the information at Tuesay's school board meeting.
So James E. Bacon, furniture's been delivered and for the most part has been installed except for any issues, with delivery or transport or anything like that. We're still working on the softball field, finishing up some civic punch items. The dedication and open house is scheduled for January the 30th, beginning at 5:30. So we're working with the chamber. Ms. Cooksey is working with them, and we'll have a little ceremony and a little ribbon cutting. We'll involve, the folks at the chamber, whoever they invite or whatever. And then we'll open the doors and people can tour and go look and see and have a good old time checking out the new building. So the HVAC at the high school, the installation of some of the medium-sized units was done over the break, and they're still working on punching some previous work. The culinary lab is completed, and hopefully you'll get to see that Friday at the assembly. And then Ag and ROTC, we met again with the architects and the engineers via Zoom on Thursday of last week with our Ag rep and our ROTC reps. And we're currently working to reschedule visits to Ag facilities. And I wanted to ask you guys about Thursday of next week, the 24th.
That's on Wednesday.
That's a Wednesday, I'm sorry. The 24th is a Wednesday. So Wednesday of next week.
Dr. Kelly and the board intend to visit Ware County on that date. As they state, that's the one they want to look at. Once again, the date for the open house and ribbon cutting at James E. Bacon Elementary has been set for January 30th at 5:30 p.m. The public is invited to attend. Also, good news today at the school system as school employees receive their bonus from the state, as Governor Brian Kemp made that announcement before the holidays that the state was giving school employees a $1,000 bonus. School board had to meet to cover the expense for all school employees, and that came to $185,000, which the school board unanimously approved last Thursday in a special called meeting. Dr. Kelly says taxes are taken out of the bonus checks, but again, the checks will be delivered today to the Wayne County school employees. Dr. Kelly says that discussions have just begun between he and CFO R.J. Aldridge on the fiscal year 2025 budget. Dr. Kelly says the board will hear more about the budget discussions in the coming months. Personnel always part of the agenda. Here's a list approved in executive session on Tuesday. Classified recommendation, Shelby Shaffron, Jesup Elementary School. Classified transfers, Brandy Griffiths, Martha Ross Smith Elementary Custodian to Head Custodian. Roland Hopkins, Martha Ross Smith Elementary Head Custodian to Custodian. And Tammy Madry, Jesup Elementary School Nurse, the Board of Education Floater Nurse. Classified resignations, Allison Moody, James E. Bacon Elementary. Finally, the Wayne County School System preparing for a special assembly scheduled this Friday morning as State School Superintendent Dr. Richard Woods will be in town along with Milliken Educator Awards Vice President Stephanie Bishop. It'll be a surprise of a lifetime for one exceptional Wayne County educator, as that educator will be presented with a $25,000 Milliken Educator Award, as the award will recognize the work of this educator as a model for the state and the nation. Visit Georgia as part of the Milliken Family Foundation's historic and nationwide tour, presenting the Milliken Educator Award in 2024. Again, going to a Wayne County educator. $64,000 question is, who is that educator? That'll be announced this Friday at the assembly. Once again, WIFO-FM will be on hand, have a report for you on Monday's newscast. But again, State School Superintendent Richard Woods will be on hand for the presentation, the announcement of the $25,000 check. Again, all that taking place this Friday morning in a special assembly at the high school at 9 a.m. City Jesup Commission held a 3-hour marathon meeting Tuesday night. We'll come back and take a look at that report. We're going to have this word from our sponsor, other commercial messages, so please stay tuned. Jesup City Commissioners met Tuesday as well. They had a 3-hour marathon session, which included over an hour behind closed doors in executive session. Main purpose of that executive session is deciding where former City Manager Rose Marcus would work with the city, as she was removed from her city manager position at the first meeting of the year, but she's still employed with the city, and the executive session was to find a position. So after the hour and 15-minute executive session, the board came out with several announcements, and the city announced that they've created a position entitled Support Services and Compliance Clerk. Here was that motion and several others after the executive session.
I'll make a motion this afternoon, this evening. Again, I appreciate y'all being here and staying with us. But I move that we create a classified position entitled Support Services and Compliance Clerk and add such position to the appropriate classified scale.
Got a motion and a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Morgan. Any discussion on it? Call roll, please.
Commissioner Deal?
Yes.
Commissioner Harvey?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Schumann?
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield?
Yes.
Commissioner McCullough?
Yes.
McCullough, I guess it's you.
I'll make a motion at this time that we approve the interim city manager to discuss employment terms with the department head of the street department.
Got a motion, got a second?
That's it.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Any discussion? Call roll.
Commissioner Harvey?
Yes.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Schumann?
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield?
Yes.
Commissioner McCullough?
Yes.
Commissioner Deal?
Yes.
Resolution passes 6-0. Commissioner Deal.
I make a motion to authorize the city of Jesup to proceed with the extension of the sewer line to Nips Car Wash on Highway 301. It's an issue that we need to clear up. It's an issue with, so I make that motion.
Got a motion from Commissioner Deal, a second.
Second.
Got a second from Commissioner Morgan. Any discussion? Call roll.
Commissioner Morgan?
Yes.
Commissioner Schumann?
Yes.
Commissioner Cockfield?
Yes.
Commissioner McCullough?
Yes.
Commissioner Deal?
Yes.
Commissioner Harvey?
Yes.
The City Council made yet another motion, and that was to increase the interim city manager Nick Ellis' salary $2,000 a month. That also voted on and approved unanimously. Under items with the commissioners, Tim Cockfield again stated that he was not in favor of removing Rose Marcus as city manager. He said he and her are personal friends. He says she climbed the ladder. He said he did not like how it was handled, but was glad the city found her a position. He also stated that he was happy with the job that interim city manager Nick Ellis is doing.
In the less than 2 weeks Mr. Ellis has been on the job, I want to congratulate and commend Mr. Ellis. Sometimes you judge people the wrong way, and I said this the other day. My judgment of Mr. Ellis over the last year or two has changed a lot. I think a lot more of him now than I did then. I think I had misjudged him. He's proven himself in what he's been able to do, both before he got to be interim city manager and after interim city manager. But I just want to thank him for the job he's done so far. He's literally was hired and given no, just thrown into the deep end, so to speak. And he has he's exceeded my expectations over the last couple of weeks. And so I want to thank Mr. Ellis. Mr. Ellis didn't have anything to, you have to look at these as two separate issues. Ms. Marcus's employment or removal as city manager, Mr. Ellis, they didn't have anything to do with that. So we're over that now. We've got to move forward with Mr. Ellis, and he's so far doing an outstanding job, and I appreciate the job you're doing. I appreciate the job all of our city employees are doing. I know the police department, I'm sure all the departments are short-staffed, but they're especially short-staffed. They're really, and now more so with you gone. And so, if you would, thank those police officers for me, because I see them riding by my house almost every night with the spotlights going, looking for prowlers or whatever. And so they're on the job, doing the job shorthanded, and I appreciate what they're doing, appreciate what you're doing. That's all.
Once again, all that after the executive session, a lot more from the city meeting. We'll come back with that report after this word from our sponsor. Other commercial messages, please stay tuned. Final notes in the news, we have more from the City Commissioners meeting, and we'll have more on these stories from the City meeting on Thursday's newscast. But the City has agreed to allow the community to use the Cracker Williams Rec Center for early voting, which comes up soon. County Administrator Paul Andrade on hand stating that the new building for early voting will not be ready in time for the early voting process in March and February. He asked if the county could have the facility offer to pay a fee since the building is rented out on weekends. Commissioner Mike Deal motioned to loan the Cracker Williams Rec Center to the county for early voting at no cost. He says that the two governing bodies need to work together. Mike Deal joked that he was certain the city would need a favor from the county down the road. Commissioner Pam Schumann wanted compensation for the loan of the building. She says that they rent it out on weekends. She would like to see some compensation. But again, the motion passed unanimously that there will be no cost to the county. So early voting will take place at the Cracker Williams Rec Center. We'll hear from Commissioner Tim Caulfield, who says he finds it ironic, as he suggested the Cracker Williams Rec Center be used for early voting a long time ago instead of using Hall Richardson Rec Center. Commissioner Tim Caulfield said he was laughed at and criticized for his recommendation of Cracker Williams for early voting over Hall Richardson at the time. Commissioner Pam Schuman reminded Commissioner Tim Caulfield about his comment that the Hall Richardson Rec Center was dangerous. She stated Tuesday it's a safe place, and yes, I'm taking a shot. We'll hear that conversation for the meeting on tomorrow's newscast. City also approved $42,500 over cost on the city pool project. We'll hear more on that tomorrow as well. City appointed 3 council members to serve on the committee with the county to review joint government contracts. County's 2 representatives are Mike Gordon and Kevin McCreary. The city's 3 reps are Mike Deal, Tim Caulfield, and Pamela Schuman. City approved the purchase of body cameras and car cameras for the Jesup Police Department, which was in the department's budget, and they approved requests for receiving bids for a dump truck and also a request to rebid a flatbed truck. Once again, we'll have more on these stories from the city meeting on Thursday's newscast. That's going to do it for latest in local news. Bob Morgan saying have a great day.